Let's lay some noise.
Hey guys, thank you for joining Vic and Amanda's Straight No Chaser podcast. Cheers. He said he's not drinking, but I am.
I'll keep 100. This stuff is strong. We talk about it.
We have to, because this subject is just so good. And today's subject is girls are players too.
Girls
I
are
just want
players
to have a
too.
good time. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I came up with this title. Girls
He did.
Are players too.
He did come up with
the
the
title. It was my
title.
idea.
The genius. He came up with the title, and it's so true because I feel like women have gone through a complete evolution. Like, we truly are taking our power back. We're independent, we're strong, we don't need a man. I know, personally speaking for myself, I always thought I needed a man. And the moment that I realized that, like, I have the power, I'm the one that can control my life. If I want something, I can go out and get it, of course, with God. That's when I really started flourishing, and I really stepped into my highest and best potential and power the moment I was like, hey, I got this.
So, okay, let's just keep this 100. First of all, I am a player. Now, a lot of people, and I wrote in my book, I talked about this because a lot of people don't understand what a player is. They think a player is a man playing a woman playing a man.
Right.
Yeah, it can be that. But being a player, look, Barack Obama was a player. George Bush was a player. Donald Trump was a player. Michael Jordan's a player. If you are a player, you know how to play people, places, and things. That is what a player is. A person who can play situations, people,
to their advantage.
To their advantage. That's
right.
what a player is. So people get it all misconstrued. When you're a real player, that means you can play a job interview. You can play an opportunity. You know how to play. And you can play relationships too, but that's just one-sided. So look, as far as these women out here concerned, I'm just keeping it 100. You know, we used to say, and it used to be said, don't buy the cow. Why buy the milk if you can get the cow for free? Do you understand? Now, I know somebody out there's not with me. It's an old school term, but it's a real term. See, you don't have no new school without old school. See, let's just establish that. A whole bunch of people out here always talk about, old school. Ain't no goddamn old school, new school without old school. You don't have new school without old school. Let's just establish that. So here's some basic common sense for every girl out there that's just giving it away for free. Yeah, just giving it away for free, which is plain stupid. Why buy the milk? You understand? Milk? This was a steak. Keep up with me now. Why buy the milk if you can get the cow for free? Which means, why go to the store and buy the milk from the grocery store if you can get the cow for free? In other words, you just don't give it up like that. And that just makes sense. You know, now we could sit up here and talk about you really shouldn't be giving it up till you get married and anything, but that train has left the building. I start talking like that, people start turning this shit off because y'all people out here screwing.
It is what it is. It's not real.
Yeah, it ain't no, it's not real. It's right, but it ain't realistic.
Yeah.
So let's talk about if you are out there in the game and you got a boyfriend, got a girlfriend, whatever it is you're doing. Yeah, you should have someone respect you. And these women out here, they balling. They got their own cars. Not everybody. Now we got some girls out here, their whole job is to wake up every day and try to game somebody over some money.
Or looking for a sugar daddy.
Because your ass can't take care of yourself, ain't got shit going for you. So okay, I understand that. But and that's okay, that has its place. But there's some bad bitches out here, and people say, oh, you calling women bitches and shit. No. A bad bitch is a bitch. And there's no bad bitches sitting up mad because, oh, you called me a bitch. No, they know they're a bad bitch.
Yeah, it's a term of endearment.
Yeah, if you got a problem with it, it's because you ain't a bad bitch. But here's the bottom line.
Say that again.
If you got a problem with it, you ain't a bad bitch.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Ain't no question. So, but here's the bottom line. If you out here and you got a job, you got a nice car, nice wardrobe, your own jewelry, it gives this girl or this woman, she doesn't need a man and doesn't have to ask somebody for something, which gives you leverage.
I have a perfect example when I bought my Jaguar.
Oh, okay.
So
that I suggested
that it's so crazy.
Because you was riding raggedy.
Let's keep it. I was driving.
He's riding raggedy. I said,
raggedy. So raggedy for a really long time because before that I had a car repossessed, and that's another conversation for another time.
Right.
But I was driving this raggedy car. And, my dad always said, you don't belong in a car like this. Like, this doesn't fit you. This isn't what we're about. Yeah. So we were driving and I had already, but let me just say this too. I was sacrificing because yes, I wanted a new car, but it wasn't the right time financially for me. But it also came to the point. Sometimes you have to put yourself in situations and kind of push the line a little bit and God will bless you. And that's what ended up happening with this car. So we were driving. I think he visited me. I picked him up from the airport. He was embarrassed to get in the damn car. He's like, I cannot believe this is the car you're driving. So we're driving around. He's like, no, you need a new car. So I was like thinking of a Kia. I was thinking of all these different cars and we passed the Jaguar dealership. He's like, no, that's it. You need a Jaguar. That very next day, we go into the dealership and all it took was for me to get into this car for me to realize, yeah, this is where I belong. This is where I need to be. So I get in the car and I'm like, yeah, this is for me. It was Melania was there. I was a whole, experience. And he said, when you hold yourself, when you're to this standard, not everybody can just walk up to you. Not everyone can just approach you because
that's right.
You're balling at your own level. Someone has to match your energy. Someone on some bullshit cannot come up to you because they got to come correct. And he was so right about that. And honestly, like me raising that standard, not just about a car. It's not all about materialistic things. Sometimes you got to raise the standard with how you think, your mentality, your personal development, what you eat, how you dress, how you talk, how you communicate, your friends you have. This relates to every aspect of your life. But me raising that standard, yeah, I had to move a little differently. People started moving a little bit differently because you can't just approach me if you're on some bullshit.
Look, I'm going to give up game here because I'm a real player. And the truth of the matter is you got people wake up every damn day, man. You got dudes out here looking for a bitch that's weak. Right. That's what they're looking for.
They're predators, men that can prey, manipulate.
Well, I'm not going as far as calling them everybody a predator, but I'm just saying they're looking for someone they can take advantage of. They see somebody that doesn't have much and they come in there trying to sell them a story. Right. But like I said, though, girls are players too. It's 2025. Women done picked up game. That's why I see a lot of dudes running around talking about, oh, these girls, they bitches, they don't want to talk to them. No, they don't want to talk to you. Yeah. And it's not that they don't want to talk. They're not talking to you.
With your sorry ass.
Every woman that gets dressed up, puts her makeup on, does her hair, puts on that sexy outfit and goes out and you see her at night when you out, she wants somebody to talk to her. It's that she don't want your ass talking to her because there's something about you that don't look right. You ain't talking right. So that's the bottom line. These women out here balling. You want some examples? Mary J. Blige, a baller. Beyonce, a baller. Madonna, a baller. I mean, the list goes down the line. There are some women out here handling and taking Kim Kardashian, a baller, taking care of her business. So birds of a feather flock together. Catch up with your crowd. But don't go out here looking at every woman and think every girl is just, or every woman is somebody you can just take advantage of because you can't. These women are panther wise now. They smart. They out here, they balling and taking care of their fucking business. So, you either too high or you too stupid or any combination of it because some people just aren't smart to begin with. So the bottom line is, man, these bitches out here is balling. Girls are players too, and they know that based on what they're doing. See, the game is cold, but it's fair. I'm going to drop some more game. It's cold, but it's fair. Don't be mad at no woman for taking care of her business, is turning your sorry ass down because you ain't got shit. That's just how it is. The question is, why don't you got shit? And the reason you don't got shit is because you're not taking care of your fucking business.
And they say, relationships, they shouldn't be the thing that defines you altogether. And I actually said this to my dad the other day and you kind of looked at me like, don't say that. But I'm at a point in my life where if God blesses me and I get married one day, amazing. I would love that for myself. But marriage and a relationship is never going to define who I am as a person. And I don't need a man, a relationship, a marriage to make me feel whole. And you guys, I'm saying this because I used to, all of my 20s, my relationships defined me. I needed a man. I would go from relationship to relationship. Not that I was out here whoring around, but I would go from serious relationship to next
Well,
serious.
I would hope not that you weren't out here whoring
Well,
around.
you know, I was, but you would never. I can
No, actually, I don't know. Were you?
No, you've
Oh,
known the
okay.
relationships I've been in.
Well, I know the ones you told me about. I don't know all your
Okay.
relationships. Don't no woman tell all the secrets. I
Yeah,
don't run
no,
around
there's
thinking you done told me everything.
not everything.
Don't let me find out.
Please.
Don't let me find out we got a hoe in the house. I'm bullshitting. I'm
No.
just saying.
No, but the point I was making here was,
keep this shit 100.
are you gonna let me finish my point here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So what I was saying was, he hasn't even had any liquor yet. What the hell?
That's why I'm not
Yeah.
drinking. See, that's why I'm not drinking. This is me not drinking.
So the point I was trying to make was, I just didn't take the time to be by myself and reflect on what Amanda needs to do versus, okay, I'm by myself. I have no identity. I'm having an identity crisis. I need to be with a man because a man's going to save me. A man's going to give me this. A man's going to give me that. No, I had to recognize no one's giving me anything. No one's coming to save me. No one's coming in on a white horse. If God blesses me with that, great. But that doesn't define me. Like, I will not die unhappy if I'm not married. I would love that for myself. But I feel like so many times women in general, they live by, I got to get married. I got to be in a relationship. I have no self-worth unless I'm with a man. And you can't maneuver and go through life like that. You really have to be whole and complete. And then you let the man just come in and be the cherry on top and accelerate and amplify everything that you're already doing. But you're whole and complete. Your pie is whole and complete on your own. And then whatever man comes in, they're just, adding the cherry on
And
top.
if you want to meet the right people, here's a perfect example. You know why actors and entertainers marry each other? They usually marry within their circle. You've got other singers marry other singers, other actresses marry other actresses. Why did Ben Affleck and J-Lo, why would they date? Because they had something in common. See, if you raise your bar and you become the person you need to be, you're not looking for somebody to come in a white horse. For what? You're looking for somebody to maybe come in and match your energy. You're looking for somebody to maybe enhance what you're doing. You're looking for somebody that's smart, that can uplift and take
you to the next level.
Y'all can take each other to the next level.
Yeah.
See, that's what it's really about. That's why entertainers date other entertainers, because they all had to earn the right to get there. They all fought through the same obstacles to get there on TV, in the movies, in the music business. So they have that in common. Yeah. So they bring that energy collectively together. And then they, when you believe me, I had to learn the hard way. I do not sit here and try to act like, if I act and sound like I know what I'm talking about, it's only because I've made mistakes along the way.
In a lot of relationships, one thing I witnessed with my dad, and we say this all the time, is like, my dad taught me so many incredible things. Like, the person I am today is a lot to do with my dad and how he raised me, the things he showed me, the things he exposed me to. But a lot of things, as far as relationships, you're talking about this coming from actual experience of being in toxic relationships and women that maybe were not up to par, up to your level, and being, let's keep it real, Captain Save a Hoe.
Well, that's right. And since you mentioned that she's talking about what I taught her, look, when she was 16 years old, because I had friends that were club owners and we'd go to clubs and stuff, and some of them would have these NBA parties, which was really just a party for all these NBA basketball players to come to.
Girls.
And then the girls would come there all dressed up, groupies, all dressed up, trying to pull one of them. And some of them, some of them brothers in the league anyway, just some walking ATM machines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know some of them. There's some girl looking out there. They just want a date McGilla Gorilla so they can have a damn baby with this dude and set for life. That's all it is. They don't even want to be with this dude, but they had this little child.
Not the gorilla.
Oh yeah, McGilla Gorilla. Y'all know who they are. I can start saying some names, man. I mean, what the hell? I don't even understand why you mess up your gene pool like that. But the bottom line is, you go ahead and do that dumb shit. But I used to take her at 16 years old, take her into the club, sit her in VIP, and say to you, look at all these girls. I said, look at these hoes. I don't ever want you to be that hoe. Remember that?
Yeah.
I used to say, I don't ever want you to be that hoe. I did not want you to be a girl that had nothing going for her and that your entire modus apparatus was to go out at night seeking a man to pay your rent, to pay your mortgage, to buy you a car, to buy your jewelry. Because you know what? That is the definition of a hoe. A real bitch, a player. Girls are players too. They have their own. That's all I'm saying. And look, if the shoe fits, then it fits. This isn't for everybody. I'm keeping it 100. I'm just telling you like it is. Because I have women approach me all the time looking for dough. You know what I mean? What do I look like? You know, I got Mark written on my face. You know what I mean? I don't understand. Sometimes these bitches come up to me, ask me about some fucking money, man. I got to go look in the mirror and just take my glasses off and look and say, man, do I
Is
look
this what
like,
I give off?
yeah, do I look like this motherfucker? But that's just what it is. You know what I mean? This girl saw me the other day, man, riding right, man, told me, you know, why don't you buy me a car? Bitch, why don't you buy yourself a car? It's just the bottom line. I'm talking to somebody out here. You hear this shit every day. Get your own. So, you know, but see, if you got talent, you got a purpose, and you got something to do, you don't fall into that segment. And the other problem is why it's so messed up out here, because we got dudes out here. See, we got a whole bunch of dudes out here. Y'all some tricks. Y'all, you are perpetuating this bullshit. You are the marks out here who doing all this stuff. So these women just think everybody's going to do it. Everybody isn't going to do it. Get your own. Handle your own business. Be a baller. You know, and a lot of them are. They handling their shit. That's why we calling this girls are players too. And that's not a bad thing. That means they got a good job.
It doesn't
they
have a
started
negative
their business.
It really is, you know, a badge of honor to be called.
You know who a good example of a player is? Martha Stewart.
Oh yeah.
They sent that white woman to jail. She came back out. Ain't she snuck? Ain't she
And if
dating
you look
Snoop
at,
Dogg?
well, I
She
don't.
ain't dating
Yeah,
Snoop
no,
Dogg. I
she's
know
not.
she ain't dating
She ain't
some
dating.
bullshit.
But Martha, if you watch that documentary on Netflix, Martha Stewart never found love. She actually heard in the Department of Love, her shit was messed up. Her husband was cheating with the gardener nanny lady. Then the other guy she had a love affair with ran off with another woman. But at the end of the day, Martha Stewart always handled her business. She kept making the money. She kept making the donuts. Her business kept flourishing despite what she had going on with her relationship.
I'm going to say this about, and look, I'm not saying this is for everybody. If you got a good relationship, because somebody's watching this podcast saying, oh my God, I can't believe he's saying this. Look how he's talking about women. Look what he said. Oh, he said, bitch. Oh, he's talking bad about relationships. If you got a good relationship, if you're happy, you're married, you're not married, you're happy in your home and y'all doing what you're doing, good for you. I'm happy for you. Good for you. Keep 100. I'm not knocking you. But I don't know one person. Look, read my lips. I don't know one person. I'm going Bill Clinton. I remember when Bill Clinton said, read my lips. I did not have sex with Monica Lewinsky.
I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Okay, read my lips. I don't know one person in a happy relationship. The ones that say they are is lying, because you know what? If if you girls think you're in a really good relationship with somebody, you ought to become a ghost and go out and ghost your man one night at a club and see what he's doing. Not everybody, but I'm just telling you, I don't know one person. And when you spend all your time trying to get a good relationship, that's what you're about, well, then maybe you might find that, but you're not going to be successful. You can't have it all. You can't spend all your time trying to do that.
And if you do, because maybe, I mean, let's give people hope. If you do, you treasure that person, you take care of that relationship, and you pour into that relationship.
Well, all I can tell you, I went to prison twice. I got married once. I learned my lesson. I went to prison twice. I got married once. Yeah. That was when I was 21 years old. So I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's what the strip club is for. Because you go to the strip club, you see the doctors, the lawyers. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not hating on nobody's relationship, but I'm just saying, make yourself the priority. You are the number one person in your life. You are the priority. Be the priority. You will meet the right person. You might meet him at church. You might meet him at the grocery store. Stop looking. If you want a good man, be the kind of woman a good man would want. If you want a good woman, be the man that a good woman would want. Present yourself properly. Clean yourself up. And the law of attraction will fix that. If you keep saying to yourself, why do I keep getting what I'm doing? Why do I keep getting the same tired, ignorant,
just a different person, but
stupid
the same
man?
the same
different person,
just
different
repeating
face,
the same cycle over and over.
It's because of you.
Yes.
Because there's something about you that's attracting that same person. If I keep coming out here and I keep getting bit by mosquitoes and stuff, I'm gonna check my cologne. It's something I'm putting on that's making those mosquitoes come after me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get the mosquitoes out your life. No,
Yeah.
that's all I can say.
And do a deep cleanse.
Do a deep cleanse. That's what you do. I'm mad respect. Girls are players too. And I ain't got no trouble meeting no player. I love them.
Thank you guys
Game
so
recognized
much.
game.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Please continue to like, share, subscribe if you resonated with any of this. If you're a player, share this message. We appreciate all the love and support, and we'll see you next time.
Ball out.